Good morning. Namaste. My name is Kelly. This is Yoga with Kelly at 5 Seasons, Crestview Hills. Thank you so much for being here with me. We are going to focus on stress relief and relaxation this Friday morning. I hope you feel great this morning and you woke up excited to be alive. And we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to sit on a block. So for this practice, you might want to have 2 blocks at the top of your mat. We would just use them for a low lunge. If you don't have 2 blocks, you could use 2 cans, 2 weights. You just put them on the sides and hold on to them. You could use books, whatever you have, water bottles, get creative. And at the end, we'll be doing legs up the wall. So if you want to have in mind a place where you can do that and set it up, or you can always just put your legs over a couch or a chair in a tabletop kind of position. I'm going to sit on a block. We're going to start with a breathing practice this morning. And I just like to sit on the block to lift my hips. Just find any comfortable seated position. It could be cross-legged, you could be on your shins, but you definitely want to be sitting up for the practice. If you want to start just getting into your body, lying down, if you're feeling tired, that works. And then just come up to a seated position once we're ready to start. It's called left nostril breathing is what we're going to do, but we're just going to find a comfortable position, sit up nice and tall, relax our shoulders, our hands, our face, and settle into the body first, softly closing the eyes, becoming aware of your natural breath pattern this morning. Tuning into your amazing body, what's going on in it this morning. Not what was happening yesterday, what's going on right now as you sit here. Just being with yourself. Tuning into your body, physically, emotionally, taking inventory on your energy level. And if you have any running tape in the mind, and then you can open your eyes. So left nostril breathing, it's the left side of the body is associated with the moon, the feminine side, softness, relaxing. When you breathe just through the left nostril, you take these into your body. So the relaxing, the softness, more femininity, just balancing out the body. Anytime you're stressed out or really hot, left nostril breathing is a great thing to do to just bring yourself back to the present moment, to calm the body, mind, and breath down. To do left nostril breathing, we use the right hand. So your right hand, mine will be the opposite. And I'll show you 2 ways. You pick what's comfortable for you. You can take your index finger and middle finger to just that space right in between the brows. You curl down the ring finger and the pinky finger. And then the right thumb is going to block off the right nostril. That's one option. If that doesn't feel right to you, sometimes that's awkward on fingers, you can always just fan out the fingers like this, and the right thumb blocks the right nostril. So pick whichever feels right to you, knowing you can always change if you pick one and you're halfway through and you're like, this doesn't work. We're gonna do 10 rounds, but let's try a couple first to see what it feels like. So I'm going to take I'm gonna curl down my ring finger, pinky, my first two fingers coming in between the brow, and my right thumb is blocking off the right nostril. So right now I can only breathe through my mouth or the left nostril. Let's empty all of the air out of the left side. Relax your shoulders, your left hand. And then we'll inhale through the left nostril for a count of 5. So in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll let that go. Sometimes it makes your right nose run. So just a couple things to keep in mind. Keep the shoulders soft, relaxed. Let the belly come out when you breathe in. Release it, let it fill up. And when you breathe out, feel it gently coming back to the spine. And if you're able to breathe longer, maybe you can breathe to a count of 8 and breathe out to a count of 8. Just keep the inhales and exhales equal. Or you could breathe in an equal amount, hold it, breathe out an equal amount. That gets a little more complicated. So just keeping it simple would be breathe in for a count and do the same exhale, the same count. We'll do that for 10 rounds. Your 10 rounds may be different than mine. You might breathe slower than I do, or you might take a shorter breath than I do. 10 rounds in and out of your left nose, left nostril. So hand position of your choice. And we'll empty out all of the air through the left nostril. So feel your belly come back to the spine, relax your left hand and shoulders, and begin. Try not to force the breathing. Let it be soft. This is my last round. When you're done, keep your eyes closed. Relax both hands down on your knees or in your lap. Breathing natural, just noticing how you feel in the body. What can you observe? Very good. You can open your eyes. I'm going to make my way to the mat and we're going to meet in child's pose. So you can either have your knees together, especially if you have low back issues, or knees wide apart, as wide as you want to take them. They can be as wide as the mat or wider. Just going to be more intense the wider you get on your inner thighs. Big toes touch either way. Sink your hips to your heels. Walking your hands forward, release your chest, your forehead down to the earth. You can always use a block for your forehead if you're not getting your forehead to the ground. If your hips are up higher, they're not coming to your heels, know that that's perfectly natural. You can always grab a couch cushion just to close that gap. And that's up to you. I'm going to be here for 5 to 10 breaths in and out of the nose. Start to deepen your breath. See if you can lengthen it. Increase your inhale and exhale. Just gently, with your forehead on the ground or on a block, start to sway a little from right to left, releasing tension from your forehead and hips. On your next inhale, we'll start to press into the hands, make our way to tabletop, hands and knees. Shoulders line up over your wrists, hips over your knees. And we're going to take thread the needle. I'm going to take my sweater off here. Thread the needle. We'll start with the right arm. So big inhale, reach your arm up towards the sky. Try to keep both hip points pointing down and twisting through your upper back. So we're doing this posture. You can roll out your ankle here to release tension from the shoulders, the neck. Take one more big inhale. Really try to rotate that right shoulder back. And then on your exhale, we're going to bring the right hand down underneath the left arm, sliding it through as far as you can go until you land down on your right shoulder, right side of your face. Right palms facing up. You can keep your hand right in front of you, your left hand, or you can walk it forward. Pressing down into your fingertips or your palm. Another option is to take a bind here, and you would just wrap your left hand around the low back, grabbing a hold of your right thigh, hip, pants, shirt, wherever you can get to. Rolling that left shoulder open. Keep pressing into the right shoulder, relaxing the right side of your face down. Close your eyes. We'll be here for 5 rounds of breath in and out of the nose. Notice how the posture feels in your body. Softening your face and your jaw. If you have the bind, next inhale, lift the left hand to the sky. Wherever you're at, on your exhale, left hand comes in front of the face. And on your inhale, press into your left hand to lift yourself up. Right hand back to the sky. Again, try to keep your hips down, rotate through the upper back. And right hand comes back down. Resituate yourself. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, if that gut change. Then we'll switch to the other side. Big inhale, lift the left hand. Try to keep that left hip pointing down so you're rotating through the shoulders. Keep breathing, maybe roll out your wrists a little bit. Take one more big inhale, try to rotate, open a little bit more, and exhale. Sliding the left hand through, palm facing up until you come down on the left shoulder, left side of your face. You choose your arm variation, maybe what you did on the other side. You're taking the bind, you're going to rotate that right shoulder open a little bit more. Really get heavy into the left shoulder, let it sink down. Close your eyes, 5 rounds of breath in and out of your nose. If you're in the bind, next inhale, lift the right hand up. On your exhale, right hand in front of the face. And inhale to press into your right hand, rotating the left hand back to the sky. And exhale, left hand comes down. All right, we're going to tuck our toes and just walk ourselves up to the top of the mat for a ragdoll. So just take your time. We'll meet at the top, feet are hip distance or wider. Releasing your shoulders, your neck here, letting the head hang heavy. As always, you can grab opposite elbows or you may want to interlace your fingers. Just take your hands to the base of your skull, elbows come in towards each other, allowing your head to hang a little heavier. You're not pulling the head, you're just letting that weight of your hands pull you down a little bit. Keep your knees soft, belly up and in. You can find movement or you can be still. We'll be here for several breaths. Scan the body. What can you soften? Is there something here you can let go of? Release some tension down your spine, just letting it fall off. We'll release the hands down to the mat. Bend your knees even more. And we'll round up really slow, vertebrae by vertebrae. Allowing the hands and the head to hang heavy. Hugging the navel up and in. Feeling every little piece of your spine. As it stacks back up on top, head will come up last. When you get up, big inhale, lift the arms up over the head. Palms touch, look at your thumbs. Exhale, hands at heart center. Lifted heart, soft shoulders. Big breath in, arms reach out and up over the head, look up. Exhale, hinge from your hips, slowly coming down back into our forward fold. Release the head and neck when you get to the bottom. Flat back on your inhale, lengthen your spine. You can keep your knees bent here, heart presses forward, navel up and in, shoulders down. Exhale, release. 2 more like that. Big breath in, flat back, lengthen your spine. Breathe out, let it go. 1 more, breathe in. Breathe out, hands come down, walking yourself to your plank. Big inhale, once you get there, drop your knees. And exhale, coming down to the belly with control and gentleness. Tops of the feet on the mat. Let's take our hands out wide underneath the elbows. So your elbows are pointing up, fingertips are on the ground. Press into the tops of your feet so your kneecaps lift. Big inhale. Peel your heart off the mat. Press into your fingertips. Exhale, release. 2 more like that. Big inhale, opening up the chest. Exhale, release. Breathe in, coming up. Breathe out. Hands underneath your shoulders. Inhale, press to tabletop. Tuck your toes. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Just an easy down dog, so keep your knees bent. Really tilt the pelvis, lifting the sit bones, pressing into your fingertips, your fingers, your knuckles. And take any movements that feel good here. Shake your head, yes and no. Sway your hips, nice and easy. Coming back to center, we're going to take a big inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. And on our exhale, we're going to step the right foot to the top of the mat in between the hands and release the left knee down. Now, if that didn't work out for you, just however you can get that right foot to the top of the mat, right knee safely over right ankle. You can stay like this with your hands on the ground. This is where you could grab blocks, bringing the blocks under your shoulders and just relaxing your hands on them. Another great option is to interlace your fingers, press your palms against your bent leg. Wherever is comfortable for you, I'm going to choose the blocks. Lengthening the tailbone down, relaxing the hips, hugging the belly in, slide your shoulders down the back, 5 rounds of breath here. Close your eyes, feel into your body, connect to your breathing. We'll gently release, hands come down to frame your right foot, tuck your toes under. You can always just go back to tabletop if you're not feeling down dog for the transition. Whatever feels right to your body, whatever you're needing at this time. Stretch up and back in your down dog. Big breath in through your nose. Big breath out. Next inhale, lift the left leg to the sky. If you're in tabletop, you can lift the left leg and then step that left foot to the top of the mat. Releasing the right knee down. And whatever feels right, hands can stay down on fingertips, blocks, or interlacing your fingers, pressing your palms into your thighs. Settling in, relaxing the hips, letting them sink down. Keeping a slight tug in of that belly, lengthen your spine, close your eyes. 5 rounds of breath in and out of your nose. Slight smile on your face. come back down. Tuck the right toes under. Back to downward facing dog. Take a big breath in here. Big breath out. And we're just going to walk our hands towards the feet. Take your time, soft knees. You're in a forward fold. Release your head and neck. Shake it, yes or no. And then we're just going to roll up again, vertebrae by vertebrae, nice and slow. Head comes up last. Big inhale when you get to the top. Palms touch over the head. Lengthen through the side bodies. Exhale. Palms meet at the heart center. Press your thumbs into your sternum. Close your eyes. Soften your shoulders. Connecting to your heartbeat. How are you feeling in your body? What's the breath like? Taking time to acknowledge how glorious you are, how beautiful you are, how great it feels to have a body. Bringing all of that gratitude into your heart. And then we're just going to step wide on the mat. So right foot steps out, coming to face me. Toes out, heels in. And big inhale, lift your arms up over your head, palms touch. Look up if you can. And on your exhale, we're going to come to a goddess squat. So bending your knees, sinking your hips, hands come to heart center. If you look over your knees and your toes are going in the same direction. Let's do that a couple times. Big inhale, straighten the legs, palms touch over the head, stretch, get long. Exhale to your goddess squat. And again, big breath in, lifts you up. And exhale, coming down. Holding here, thumbs into your sternum. 3 rounds of breath in and out of the nose. Keep pressing your knees back. Great way to open up the hips in the morning or any time of day. Big inhale, coming back up, palms touch over the head. This time on your exhale, just bring your hands to your hips, rotate. Big inhale, lift your heart, your chest to the sky. And on your exhale, hinging from your hips, coming all the way down, wide-legged, forward fold. Get a great release for the neck, the shoulders, the entire spine. As you also open up the back of the legs. It's okay if your hands don't make it to the ground. You can always put them on blocks or grab opposite elbows. But to start, let's just take our hands to the back of our legs and warm up the back of the legs by massaging, rubbing up and down. Shoulders away from the ears, letting the head hang heavy. You can play with shifting your weight forwards and backwards here to see how it feels different with the weight towards the front of the foot. And wherever you're able to take your hands, again, you can grab opposite elbows. Let's inhale, shake the head, yes. Exhale, shake the head, no. We're just going to walk our hands towards the right so you can soften your knees. Walk your hands towards the right and step up again to a forward fold. Inhale to a flat back, lengthen your spine. Exhale, release. Big inhale to standing, this time with a flat back, coming all the way up. Palms touch. Exhale, palms together in front of your heart. And again, a big breath in, lifts you up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, hands come down, gently walking back to your plank. Big breath in your plank, belly in, drop your knees. Exhale, coming down to the belly. Inhale, mini cobra, elbows in. Exhale to tabletop. Coming back up to your downward facing dog. Shake the head, keeping it nice and loose. Maybe your down dog feels a little different. Walking our hands gently back to our feet. So our feet are already hip distance apart. We're going to take our peace fingers, grab a hold of the big toes, wrap them around, and then wrap your thumbs around your first two fingers. Let's take a big breath in, find a flat back, gripping a hold of your toes, pressing your toes down, lengthen your spine. And then on your exhale, bend your elbows, out to the side. You can bend your knees too. Gripping onto your toes, trying to pull yourself down a little bit closer towards the earth. You could always use a strap for this too. It's the same kind of resistance. Maybe your legs can be straight. If not, you can have a bend in the knees as much as you need. This is a great release for the back of the legs. Steady, smooth breaths in and out of the nose. And then we'll release the hands. Another big breath in, flat back. And this time on our exhale, we're going to come all the way to our bottoms. You're doing really good. We're going to be making our way into reverse tabletop. But I just want to make sure we've done lion's breath in class, but I want to make sure that you understand what it is, because we're going to do lion's breath and reverse tabletop, and it's a great way to release stress and heat out of the body. The way you do it is you take a big breath in through your nose, and then you open the mouth, stick the tongue out as far as you can for your exhale. So it's actually, when you stick the tongue out really far, you're actually activating muscles back here in the back of the throat. Let's give it a try. You're gonna look crazy. There's no way around that, but it's okay. Just look crazy. All right, so big inhale through the nose. Open your mouth, let it out, stick out your tongue. Nice. So it's almost like you're making a sound from the back. And it's coming deep. It's coming from the belly, not up in the chest. When you first start doing something like this, you're more than likely going to come from the chest, but we're really trying to get it up and out from your core, from right there in the navel center. Let's try again. Big inhale through the nose. Let it out. Great. All right. Let's put that together with our reverse tabletop. Just like anything in yoga, if it's not feeling right to you after you try it, or even before you go into it, you don't do it. You listen to your body. You're the authority. You're your own teacher. Allow yourself to listen to what your body's telling you. All right, your feet are going to be hip distance apart, flat on the ground. They're about, walk them in, about a footprint. Hands come under your shoulders. The most traditional way is fingers are pointing towards your feet. So your hands pointing, fingers are spread wide, your fingers are pointing towards your feet. For some people that does not work, so if it feels better to turn your fingers backwards, then go for it. If you haven't done this before, you may not know it feels right. You just have to go with it and adjust later. On a big inhale, you're gonna start to lift your hips. Knees will line up over your ankles, shoulders over the wrist, just like a tabletop. Lift your bottom, pull your belly in. This pose is stretching the front of your body, strengthening the core. Squeeze that bottom, keep it lifted. You're like a tabletop. Now for our breath pattern, we're just gonna lean the head back. We're not gonna dump it back. We're gonna lean it back, pressing through your palms, rotating the shoulders open. All right, lion's breath. Take a big inhale through your nose. Let it out. This is a great way to get it out. Again, a big inhale through your nose. Let it out. One more time, big inhale. Let it out. Beautiful. Gently lift your head and start to release your bottom back down. Coming to a seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Relax the hands, close your eyes, just observing sensations in the body. All right, we're going to come to tabletop. We're going to half pigeon. If you would rather go to half pigeon through down dog, you are more than welcome. Coming to tabletop though, and for pigeon, you may want to have blocks or pillows around you. We're going to take the right knee towards the right wrist. Your right foot is anywhere between the left knee, the left wrist. Doesn't really matter how high up it gets. And then you tuck your toes and just start sliding the left leg back until you're on the mat. You can always adjust the right foot once you get into it if you want to take it up higher. Now, super flexible, your right leg, the top of your shin, would be squared to the top of your mat. Most people are not able to do that. Some people even have to hug the right foot underneath them to get into this position. So any variation works. If it totally does not work in your body, you can come laying on your back and do the reclined version, which we've done, figure 4. A great way to line up your hips. The most important part in this pose is having both hip points facing forward. And a great way to do that is to look over each shoulder, back at your left foot. Make sure your toes are facing straight down. And then look over the other shoulder. Coming back to center. Try to take your fingers out to the sides. You might need blocks. And just sitting up tall here. If your right butt cheek is way up in the sky, you can always place a block under it or a cushion. It does help take some of the stress out of the posture. Because when the right butt bottom is way up high, sometimes you're pressing on other parts of your legs. Whatever you can find for your body, knowing that coming onto your back is an option. We're going to settle into the posture. You could sit up, you can walk forward, you could put your head on a block. You could grab a couch cushion and lay over it here. Whatever works for your body. We're going to be here for several breaths, 5 to 10. Settle in, soften, surrender the body down. What can you let go of? Close your eyes. Release the shoulders away from your ears. Focus on your breathing in and out of your nose. There should be no pain in your knee. This is not a posture for your knee. If you have pain in the knee or anywhere else, come out and lie on your back. Take a figure 4. Notice what you're feeling here. Totally normal for emotions to come up to the surface in this posture. Keep softening. Scanning the body, noticing where you can soften. And then we'll slowly start to make our way back up, pressing into the hands. We'll put our weight on our right hip, so shifting all of your weight to the right hip. And let's pull the left knee towards your right heel. So you just pull it up there. Take your left hand behind you for support. Big inhale, little mini back bend. Lift up. Our right arm to the sky, or it can fall back. Opening up the front of the body. And we'll come right back down. Back to tabletop or downward facing dog, however you want to get there. If you need to take some movements in between, maybe sway your hips from side to side. Maybe take a cat-cow, intuitive, notice what your body's craving. And then as you are ready, we'll be back in pigeon. This time, left knee comes towards the left wrist. Your left foot anywhere in between, and then sliding the right leg back. Sitting up, peeking over each shoulder, making sure the right toes are pointing straight down. Sometimes people turn your toes in, you want them pointing straight down the mat. So peeking over each shoulder to square up the hips. Finding what works for you here. You could stay up tall, or you could fold over your leg. You could use blocks, pillows, nothing. Whatever works for you. You could be on your back in figure 4. Whatever you've chosen, settling into it, scanning the body, noticing what parts are working. What parts you can release. Closing the eyes, focusing on your breath in and out of your nose. Relax your face, your jaw, shoulders, chest, belly. Left hip, right hip flexor. And slowly, with awareness, making your way back up. And again, shifting your weight to your left hip, bringing the right knee up towards the left heel. And it doesn't matter which hand you use behind you. If the right one doesn't feel like it gives you enough support, then use the left one here. Whichever one you choose, or pressing into the knees, lifting the hips, opening the chest, and your arm that's in the air is either reaching up or it can fall back. Coming back down. And then taking any movements you need before we settle into legs up the wall. So if you want to come back, get in some hip circles or swing after your pigeon pose. Cat-cows could be an option. Just close your eyes, feel into your body instead of worrying about what you come up with. There's no right or wrong here. And then when you are ready, we'll make our way to whatever version of legs up the wall you want to go with. If legs up the wall doesn't work for you, you can just take traditional corpse pose. You can take supported bridge. Supported shoulder stand is another great option. I'm going to make my way to the wall. And to get up the wall, you just want to put either your right hip or left hip, it doesn't matter which, close to the wall. Coming down onto your elbows, you swing your legs up the wall. And then come onto your back gracefully. If you need to shimmy closer to the wall, you just press into your elbows and scoot your bottom down there. It's okay, your bottom doesn't have to touch the wall. Letting the feet fall out, whatever way is natural for your body. Knees can be soft. A great way for legs up the wall is fingertips touching over your head. You can cover up here so that the body stays warm. Closing the eyes down. Becoming aware of the body parts, making contact with our beautiful earth. Back of the pelvis, middle back, upper back, back of your shoulders, arms, hands, back of the head. Relaxing all of your facial muscles, no tension in the brow. Softening your eyes, your eyelids, your cheeks, your jaw. Soften your tongue, your lips. Relax the neck, the chest and belly. Your arms, hands, fingers. Allowing the hips to be heavy. Softening all of the muscles in your legs, your ankles, your feet and toes. Allowing the breath to be natural. If you find you get distracted by the mind, just gently come back to focusing on your breath in and out of your nose. Completely surrendering your body here. Knowing that there's nowhere else that you have to be at this moment. And you can start to deepen your breathing. Invite some movement to your fingers, your toes, maybe roll out your ankles, your wrists. If you're in with your legs up the wall, we're just going to slide our feet down the wall to about the height of your knees. Take your arms out to a T, palms facing down. And then we'll drop the feet, the knees over to the right. So just let them slide down the wall over to the right. And you can take your gaze over your left shoulder. So if you were in corpse pose, you can do the same thing. Your feet just wouldn't be on the wall. Bringing awareness to the left side of the body, keeping your eyes closed. Hugging the belly in, slide your feet back to the center. And then drop them to the left on an exhale. And your gaze can go over your right shoulder. Your knees may or may not stay together. It's fine for them to separate. Focusing on the right side of the body. And then we'll just curl up into the fetal position on the left. So lifting the right arm up. You can tuck the left arm underneath you as a pillow, just pausing here. Noticing how the body feels, the breath, the mind, emotionally, what's your energy like? All these things compared to before you came to the mat. And then taking the top hand to press into the earth, still trying to keep your eyes closed, making your way to any comfortable seated position. Whatever that looks like for you now. Sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders stacked up over the hips, lengthen your spine, crown of the head to the heavens, palms together in front of your heart. Feeling how relaxed and calm the body has become. All a result of you practicing yoga. Let's take a big inhale to lift the heart a little higher. And on your exhale, gentle bow of your head. The divinity in me honors the divinity in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I'll be back here next Friday, 7 a.m. and Tuesdays, we flow at 4 p.m. Have a wonderful holiday weekend. Here I come in for my close-up. See you next time.